It's Gunver time! Hello and welcome back to another video. So this time, another Demon Hunter build, but I'm gonna show you the Unhallowed Essence build, aka the multi-shot build. So let's go straight to the items. Uh, of course, you wanna be using the Unhallowed set, which basically means that uh, it consists of multi-shot and vengeance, basically. That's the main damage dealers in this build. So let's go over what this set does. Your generators generate 2 additional hatred, that's not really that important. You gain 60% damage reduction and 60% increased damage for 8 seconds, so if no enemy is standing within you, within 10 yards. So this is a like far away build. You won't ever, you will not ever stand and take like, face to face with a mob. You don't want to be doing that. So, and your generators, multi-shot and vengeance, deal 20% increased damage for every point of discipline you have. Yeah, that seems about balanced, but anyway, this ties in to some secondary stats actually, because as you probably may have guessed then, you want as much discipline as you can possibly have. So yeah, what weapon will you be using then? This one, the Jang's Recurve. Because this does make multi-shot attacks, well, it makes multi-shot attack 50% faster. So you can, you can just, you see, you can spam that pretty relentlessly. But the thing here I want to point out that, of course you want to be having an ancient, and you have yada yada, you want to be having as much damage as possible, but the main thing here is that you want to be having a secondary maximum discipline role on this. It's very important, and it's like almost as important as having a socket. And this applies to the Dead Man's Legacy you will be using. It gives you multi-shot damage as well as multi-shot hits enemies below 58% twice. That's really useful, but the thing is, it can roll maximum discipline. So if you can get those, you really have to do that. You will be using the Wraps of Clarity again, preferably with fire damage, because of the rune on your multi-shot is fire, so it really adds up. On your you want to be having preferably you want to be having a really good Hellfire Amulet. With, of course, a decent passive, fire damage, socket and all that, but fire damage is the one you want to be having. You're using the Witching Hour just for a flat-out damage increase. If you do not have a Witching Hour, I suggest you'll be using the Hunter's Wrath, just because of your primary skills attack faster and deal more damage. I mean, this build doesn't really have any really suitable belt that really gives it an edge. For example, the Marauder build. You have the belt which give you more toughness based on how many companions you have out. This build doesn't really have one of those, so I suggest going with that. You'll be using Focus Restraint, as many other builds. For legendary gems, you will be using Bane of the Stricken, because this is a build that is very, very capable of going high grade rifts. And against rift bosses, Bane of the Stricken is superb. Bane of the Trapped, it works wonders in this build as very many other builds, because you got some passives that will really, really make this gem useful, because you don't want to stand in close combat, you preferably want to be far away from the mobs, and the passives really allow that. Here's the kicker, because I'm using Zay's Stone of Vengeance here. I've seen many other people using Taeguk. I don't really prefer Taeguk, but mainly because of the problems I'm having with keeping the buff up. That may just be that I suck at this game, but I don't really like using Taeguk. I can see the potential. I don't really find that it really outdoes the Zeiss Stone, because I really like this gem in this build. Because you, as I said, you will be standing far away from mobs anyway. So, and also the 20% chance to stun is absolutely amazing here. Yeah, that's the gear I wanted to go over. Let's go over the cube. Here you will be using the same items as many other Demon Hunter builds. You will be using, since we're using Vengeance here, we want to be cubing Dawn to reduce the cooldown of Vengeance. Also, we will be using the Visage of Goons to give your Vengeance more toughness, so you can be using the Seath rune on that. Convention of Elements, clearly the best gem here. Well, not gem, ring. Because of the flat out 200% damage increase. You will see what I mean when we enter the rift. So yeah, that's the cubed items. The paragons. Well, not right now. Let's go with the skills first. So yeah, we'll be using the evasive fire for proccing the focus restraint and for the proccing the bracers. But the thing is here, normally you could be using the focus rune on this, just because of that it generates more hatred. But this build shouldn't really have any problems with the hatred region. If you're having problems with hatred region, you're doing something wrong, I think, because I don't ever have that. But what this rune basically does is, if an enemy is in front of you at close range, your armor is increased by 25% for 3 seconds, because it may happen that some enemy just jumps in front of you, and that 25% armor is useful as all hell. Multi-shot arsenal. This is the preferred rune, of course, because of the fire damage, of course, but it launches 3 rockets that deals 300% weapon damage as fire. And this plays into one of the passives. We'll be using caltrops. This is a rather amusing one, because it's not really used that much. Primarily we're using it because of the rune. Because this makes it that when you place the caltrop down, and if you stand in the circle, the area, then you gain 10% crit. That is really a lot, because I think I'm almost at 70% when I'm standing in that, so it makes a difference if you can keep that up. Vault, tumble, because of getting around, and it's especially easy to get around in this build, because you're having so much discipline, or you should be having much discipline. Preparation, invigoration, because of this rune. I mean, the skill in general in this build is not really, it's not really used per se, but the passive is that it permanently increases your maximum discipline by 20. So that's just a flat out 20 times 20 damage increase. So I mean, why not? Of course, the refill of discipline could be useful if you're playing with, say, fast as hell bombardment crusader or something, because God knows they are fast. Vengeance Seath, as explained earlier, because you will be using the Visage in the cube, so you will be getting the Dark Heart rune anyway. Here's where things may differ a bit, because I'm using Blood Vengeance here, just because of I stated earlier that you won't be having any problem with hatred, but I just like having that for precautions. If you're going higher Greater Rift, I would certainly switch that out for awareness, because awareness is a cheat death skill, and for higher Greater Rift you really want to be having that. Cold Weak, because of the damage against slowed or shield enemies, because that plays into the thrill of the hunt. Because you will be spamming multi-shot so much that, and it has such a widespread multi-shot that it just procs that all the time. Also, it procs your Bane of the Trapped, so it's no real, struggle to keep Bane of the Trapped going. So that's just some flat out damage increases. Ballistics, this is the one that plays into the multi-shot because it launches rockets. And you increase the damage of your rockets by 100% here. Useful, yeah, certainly. Yeah, the paragons. Of course, movement speed at first, then go discipline, not discipline, dexterity even. You will want to be getting as much cooldown reduction as possible, because so you can keep your vengeance up like almost permanently, because if you have a lot of cooldown reduction you can keep that up, I think, permanently. I don't really have that yet, but try to aim for that. Crit chance and crit damage in that order. Then you go resist all, you go life, and then you go armor, and lastly life regen. Resource cost reduction, you can't really have too much of that. Your bow will passively just give you, I think, 40 to 50% reduction, so that's awesome. So you want to be, you know, spreading that. You don't want to be improving that by just going that, and then you will be going area damage, and lastly life and hit, and then gold fine. So yeah, that's the skills, gear, and paragons. So okay, rifting time. Then I'm just using I'm just going a rift 55 here just to show you how it works. I could go much higher, but that's not the point here. The point is just to show you how it works. As you can see here, you want to be keeping your vengeance up on cooldown. You want to be proccing focus restraint whenever possible. Place your caltrops out, and just tape down your multi-shot button. Oh, Paragon 600, yeah. But as you can see, this build is extraordinarily easy to play. You just fire off your multi-shots and in rapid succession, and just watch stuff die. Oh yeah, because I want to go over this. You want to be having on your helmet and your shoulders primarily, because those are the items that can have this affix. You want to be having multi-shot damage, because I went over the fire damage earlier. So that's the one you want to be getting, multi-shot and fire damage, basically, as well as the maximum discipline. Those are the primary affixes you should be looking for in this build. That's what I want to show you this time, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. You have a good day.